Predominantly, this game was a defensive struggle. The Eagles rushed 32 times for only 53 yards, with 11 of those yards coming on one rush. Number 31, Wilbert Montgomery, was held to 19 yards on 16 carries and one reception for -5 yards, which was a far cry from his 1,220 rushing yards, which was fifth best in the NFL during the regular season. This game was decided by a single point, and the game's first big play occurred when Falcons punt returner Billy Reichman, number 82, mishandled Mike Michel's punt. The Eagles recovered the ball inside Atlanta's 20-yard line. Ron Jaworski fired to Harold Carmichael on a 13-yard scoring pass with 1 minute and 29 seconds left in the first quarter. Kicker Mike Michel, performing double duty, missed the point-after attempt. Michel's lack of place-kicking experience will be a deciding factor in the game, so stay tuned to the end. 6'8" wide receiver Harold Carmichael had a terrific season. He caught 55 regular season passes for 1,072 yards, which was the third most in the NFL, along with an excellent 19.5 yards per catch and 8 touchdowns. Ron Jaworski threw 16 touchdown passes and 16 interceptions in 1978, but his stock was up as he threw 18-12 in 1979 and 27-12 in 1980 when he led the Eagles to the Super Bowl. Midway through the second quarter, Steve Bartkowski finally started to move the Falcons when he hit wide receiver Wallace Francis, number 89, for a 23-yard gain. Deep inside Eagles territory, the drive ended when Atlanta lost a fumble, one of 5 turnovers on the day for them. At halftime, it was 6-0 Philadelphia. Atlanta's rushing game only mustered 75 yards on 27 carries, with Haskell Stanback rushing 16 times for 58 yards. Stanback's 5 rushing touchdowns led Atlanta during the regular season. California quarterback Steve Bartkowski was the first overall draft pick in 1975. He threw for over 234 yards per game in 1974, a very big number for that era in college football. He took some hard licks early in his Falcons career and was placed on the injured reserve list from October 12, 1976 through the end of the season. Like Jaworski, all he needed was experience to succeed, which he did. In 1980, he made the Pro Bowl, All-Pro, and finished third in the NFL MVP vote. Dick Wood was the Falcons quarterback coach in 1978. He was the Jets' starting quarterback prior to the arrival of future Hall of Famer Joe Namath. His other claim to fame was being the first starting quarterback in Miami Dolphins history. He completed 4 of 13 passes in that Week 1 1966 game with 4 interceptions. He didn't start again until the last 3 games of the season. He was also the Dolphins' last starting quarterback before the arrival of future Hall of Famer Bob Greasy. The Eagles came out throwing in the second half. With Harold Carmichael drawing double and sometimes triple coverage, number 85 wide receiver Charlie Smith enjoyed his best game of the year, as he caught 7 passes for 108 yards. This reception set up a 1-yard plunge by Wilbert Montgomery. The extra point was good, and the Eagles had a 13-point lead. With less than 5 minutes remaining in the game, Bartkowski completed a 49-yarder to Wallace Francis. "The ref blew it," said Eagles head coach Dick Vermeil. "It should have been offensive interference." Safety Deke Sanders raged, "Any replay in the world will show that I had the ball." Veteran tight end Jim Mitchell caught this 20-yard touchdown pass with 4 minutes and 56 seconds remaining. Mitchell was tough as nails. He only missed 3 starts in his 11-year NFL career, all with Atlanta. 1978 was the second to last season in the league for him. The Falcons' defense did its job and gave their offense one last chance. With 1 minute and 39 seconds remaining in the game, Bartkowski hit Wallace Francis down the middle for a 37-yard touchdown. Place kicker Tim Mazzetti, who scored the winning points in 5 Atlanta victories during the regular season, added the point after attempt to give them a 14-13 lead. But the game was far from over. Only 2 teams had less than Atlanta's 11 touchdown passes, and Wallace Francis led the team with 3 touchdown receptions. He also was the team's co-leader in receptions with Billy Rickman. Both had 45. This wildcard playoff game was not only the first in NFL history, it was the Eagles' first playoff game since their 1960 NFL championship game. From 1961 through 1977, the Eagles won 83 games, lost 146, and tied 9. They only had 2 winning seasons in those 17 years. This game was the Falcons' first playoff game in their team history. In the 12 previous years, their record was 57 wins, 107 losses, and 4 ties. They only had 1 winning season during that time frame. On the Eagles' final drive, they came very close to winning the game, but number 30, Ernie Jackson, knocked the ball out of number 81, Orrin Middlebrooks' hands, and Middlebrooks couldn't get the handle on it. With 17 seconds remaining, the Eagles called on Mike Michel to try a 34-yard field goal. Dick Mickemeyer made the Pro Bowl for the Falcons in 1973 and was the Eagles' kicker in 1978 until fractured ribs placed him on the injured list from November 22nd through the end of the season. Mike Michel hadn't attempted a field goal during the regular season, and he had missed a 42-yard attempt in the third quarter of this game. Although he kicked extra point attempts from weeks 12 through 16, he only made 9 of 12 attempts. This was the last game of his NFL career.